After watching my beloved New York Rangers make yet another managerial blunder yesterday, I said, that's it, I've had enough. So today we're going to let it fly, and we're going to give you Chris Drury's top 10 screw-ups as the New York Rangers general manager. Now let's start off by telling you he's only been the GM since May 5th of 2021, 4 years. The very first thing he did when he took over was he signed Barclay Goodrow to a 6-year deal worth $21 million. Goodrow was only a third liner, and they eventually had to do something shady to Goodrow, putting him on waivers so they could circumvent his 15-team no-trade clause. That very same day, Drury thought it would be a good idea to sign Patrick Nemeth for 3 years, $2.5 million per year, and Nemeth, more often than not, was a healthy scratch. Number 9, this just happened yesterday. They let another assistant coach walk, and this time he's now the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Dan Muse should have been the next coach of the New York Rangers. He had such success coaching down with the U.S. National Development Team. He's really good with young kids, and that's what the Rangers' future is going to be, is young kids. And again, the Rangers got zero compensation yesterday for letting Muse walk. Number 8, the way they handle the Capo Caco deal. It seems like if you say anything that you're not happy in the least, that Chris Drury is going to alienate you. He's going to put you on Front Street. He's going to say something negative about you in the press to put a stink on you. He did it to Caco, and he did it to Trouba. And then you look at the return that they got for Caco. The guy was a second overall pick, and you get Will Borgen, a third, and a sixth. Caco's already better in Seattle than he was in New York. He had 30 points in just 49 games in Seattle. Number 7, the big hubbub, and then the big dud, signing Patrick Kane. It was just a huge distraction. He only wound up playing 19 games as a Ranger, and then they let him walk. You had all those negotiations with him. I'm sure you saw him skate, and then you only see him for 19 games, and you said you've had enough. Number 6, same vein, Vlad Tarasenko. It's another big-name guy they bought in who was on the decline. He only played 30 games for the Rangers. Again, you didn't see him and say, you know what, we'll take a pass. 30 games. Then you let the guy walk. Number 5, hiring Peter Laviolette. Listen, this was just Gerard Gallant 2.0 from day one, and everybody knew it. You knew they were going to have a big first year, and then they were going to have a huge drop-off in the second year. Year 3, you're out the door. You know who they could have hired instead of Laviolette? Spencer Carberry, the coach of the Washington Capitals, who was available. Number 4, the handling and the return on the Jacob Trouba deal. Again, Drury put him out on Front Street saying negative stuff about him, making it all about how it's about Trouba wanting out. And then you look at the return you get. Vikanainen and a 4th-round pick for your captain. I think both of those guys got a raw deal, Trouba and Caco. Number 3, and we're watching him now in the NHL Finals, and he's doing exactly what the Rangers need. Nico Mikkola. They let him walk in free agency, and now he's got a cup with Florida. He's big, he's mean, he's team first, and he's exactly what the Rangers need right now. Number 2, some say this was the worst trade in New York Rangers history. Pavel Buchnevich for Sammy Blais. Pavel Buchnevich went on to score 263 points in his first 4 years in St. Louis, while Sammy Blais had 9 points in 54 games as a Ranger before they traded him back to St. Louis. And Buchnevich's worst year in St. Louis was better than his best year was in New York. So again, the handling of these young players has got to improve. And number 1 on our list, letting Chris Knoblauch walk for zero compensation. You were grooming this guy to be the next Rangers coach, and then all of a sudden you just decide to let him walk out the door, and now he's got the Edmonton Oilers in the Cup Finals for 2 years in a row. Go ahead, ask any Ranger fan the last time the Rangers were in the Cup for 2 years in a row. Yeah, still scratching my head on that one. So there you have it, Chris Drury's top 10 screw-ups as the New York Rangers general manager. Stay tuned. I'm sure there's more to come.